If you have been thinking about purchasing a Squarespace website template from a web designer and you're wondering how it works and if you can really DIY your own website using a template, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you how my premium Squarespace templates work, all the resources that are included to help you DIY your website on your own, and how easy it is to customize Squarespace with your styling and content. If you're new here, my name is Shannah and I am a Squarespace web designer in New York City, and I create website templates for solo service providers and people doing meaningful work in the world. Now let's dive in. Right after you purchase one of my Squarespace website templates on my website, the very first thing that you get is an email that explains that your template will be delivered in 1 to 2 business days or sooner, and you get immediate access to the template launch course that has all the guidance and instructions that you need to customize your template, so you can get started right away preparing all of your content. So let's click here on the template launch course. When you click here to access the course, you would fill this out to create an account on my website, and that gives you access to the template launch course. Now let's take a look through the Squarespace template launch course that comes with my templates. We start with a little introduction from me, and then in the first module, I just give you a tour around the platform and your template. And each of my website templates comes with a website launch checklist that's specific to that template. On your checklist, you have all the steps you need to follow to make sure you don't miss anything when you're customizing the template. You can print this out and check it off old school at your desk, or you can check things off here in Google Docs as you work through them. Then in module 2 is where I have lessons to help you pick your colors and your fonts, to create a logo if you need one, and a browser icon tab. And then we have a lesson to help you plan for a photo shoot or collect stock photography for your website. Then we have a module that helps you prepare your content. There's things you need to do to photos before you can upload them to your website. Then I have a lesson to help you write your website text. Each template comes with a template-specific copy guide that helps you write the words for your website. Then we have an overview of Squarespace to just get you familiar with the platform. And then module 5 has the step-by-step instructions that you're going to follow to customize your template. In module 6, if you have some additional tools that come with your template, for example, you might have a blog, there are additional lessons here to help you customize those tools. Then we do a little bit of housekeeping before your website goes live to make sure everything is legally covered. And we have a whole lesson on optimizing your website for search. Then finally, I help you purchase your website subscription, connect a domain to your website, and make your website live. I also have a lesson here to help you track the analytics on your website so you can see how many people are visiting this beautiful new site that you just created. And then finally, I have lessons that tell you how to get help from me. So each website template that I sell comes with 60 days of free email support. And within those 60 days, you also get 30 minutes of one-on-one time with me. We can either hop on a Zoom if you'd like some in-person help, or you can get a recorded website review from me before your website goes live so I can make sure you didn't forget anything and give you any feedback. Now, if you're exploring different templates, they all come with different levels of support. Some templates come with a comprehensive launch course, just like mine. Some templates just come with links out to Squarespace help. They usually come with some free email support, but there'll be different levels of support there, some 30 days, 60 days, some longer. It's pretty unusual for a template to come with one-on-one time with a designer. I decided I wanted to include that with my templates because the people who buy my templates are generally not familiar with Squarespace or websites, and I want to make sure you have everything you need to get a beautiful new website that will help you grow your business. Now, within 2 business days of purchasing your template, you will see an email come like this with an invitation to your template. And when you click on this button to accept the invitation, you will get a screen like this to either create a new Squarespace account, or if you already have a Squarespace account, you can log in. And once you do that, your template will be delivered to your Squarespace account. And once your template is installed in your account, you can go in and start customizing it. Now, I'm going to give you a taste of what it's like to work in Squarespace, just so you can see how easy it is to customize this template. What we're looking at here is my one-page template for service providers called the Bob template, named after this guy here. And this template has everything a service provider needs to get up and going when you're first starting your business, but it's only one page, so you can get up and going quickly and not take forever to get your website launched. So if we take just a really quick tour of the template, We have our header section that introduces your business. This particular template has a link out to a scheduling page. If you want people to be able to schedule with you on your website, you can link out to this page here. You can also change this to link down to the contact section, so you don't have to have the scheduling part. We have an introduction to your business. We have a list of your services, and there are a couple of different formats you could use here. All of my templates include sections with different formats that you can swap out, and I will show you how easy it is to do that. Then we have an about section where you talk about yourself. Then we have another section that can be used to explain your process or explain why people should hire you. We have a section for you to list client testimonials if you have them. Then we have an option for frequently asked questions. You may or may not need this section, so you could take it out if you don't need it. We have our very important contact section so people can get in touch with you. And then we have a section for a newsletter sign up if you'd like to collect emails and send out newsletters. And again, if you don't need this section, you can remove it, and you can always add it back later if you get a newsletter going. So this particular template is a great one for service providers. So now let me show you how you would customize this template. Now, I mentioned that there are alternative sections you could use. So let me go over here to Pages and pick Alternate Sections. And this is the page where I've listed some alternate formats. So we've got, for example, this section, which is another alternate you could use for listing your services. If you have more than 3 services or you have a lot of text, this could be a great format to use. Then I've got some other options down here below for different formats. Now let's say we want to use this one instead of the one that's on the main page. I'm going to go here and click Edit. I'm going to click this Save section here. I'm going to save it to this site. Then I'm going to exit out, go back to my home page, click Edit, scroll down here to Services. I'm going to click Add Section, go to my Save Sections, select the one I saved, and now I have added this section to the page. Now I want to take this one out, so I just click Remove and remove that, and now I have replaced this section. One other thing I need to do is I have links at the top of this one-page website, and they jump down to the different sections on the page. So now that I've put this one in here, I need to make sure it has the name of services so that link will work. Now we've updated that and we're all set. So that's how you would swap a section out. Now let's say, for example, we don't need one of these sections down below. Maybe you don't need a frequently asked questions section, so you can just remove that and you're all set. Let me show you what it looks like to customize the site. So the first thing we want to do is change our colors so they match the colors that you want to use on your website. So I'm going to go over here to my Site Styles area. I'm going to click in Colors and Edit Palette, and you can see the colors that are currently being used on this website. Squarespace has 5 colors in their color palette, and I have a lesson that will tell you how to select your colors. So once you pick your colors, you're going to grab the hex code for those colors and add them in here on Squarespace. So I have my hex code selected. For this lightest color, I'm going to click this light gray color. And for this bright color here, I'm actually going to use a dark brown. And I'm going to use that same color here for my 4th color. And I'm going to keep this black here. So now I have updated my colors because I'm going to use this kind of brown cream theme. But let's say I wasn't really sure what I wanted my colors to be. You can use this slider to adjust your colors and play around with them a little bit. I'm going to go back to my hex code here. And down here, Squarespace also has some potential palettes that you can use. I'll tell you, I'm not crazy about any of these. So when I talk about how to pick your colors, I wouldn't recommend using these, but there are a lot of other options in here that you could explore for playing with your colors. So we have updated our color palette, and that's great. Now let me show you how you would update your fonts. So that is the text type that's used here for the heading and paragraphs. So I'm still in my site styles. I'm going to go in here to heading. This is my heading font. And I'm going to change from Oswald to a font called Meriwether. There we go. And then in my template, I have my text transforming to always be uppercase. And I don't want that in this particular website. So I'm going to change that to none. And now I've got upper and lowercase. And here I could adjust all my sizing, but I would recommend you just leave that as it is and only adjust it if you need it. So we've updated our heading font, and then we have our paragraph font here. And here I'm going to change from Public Sans to Meriwether Sans. And now I've picked Meriwether Sans, which works very well with Meriwether. This one is a little bit heavy, so I'm going to change this weight here to 300. That looks a little bit better. Again, I'm going to leave everything here the same unless I decide I need to change it later. And now I've updated my title and my paragraph font. And if I were customizing my website, I'd also go in and update my button font and change my miscellaneous font. And then there's some other areas where you adjust the font of your header, but it all works the same. And we go through that in the font lesson. So that's how you adjust your fonts. And let's click save here. It's always good to save your work. Now let me show you how you would update your images. So I'm going to replace this picture of Bob. So to replace this image, I just click on this pencil here. I click replace, upload file, and I've got all my images all organized here, which I highly recommend before you get started. I'm going to pick dog with a hat, and I have replaced my image. If I wanted to move it around a little bit, I might need to adjust it within this space, but that's it. And I would just go through here and replace all of the images in my website the exact same way. Place this one, upload file, and pick this picture of Paula. And there we go. So that's how you replace your images. Super easy. Now to replace your text, you just go to each of your text boxes. You can highlight and paste in the text you want to replace with. So I've got my title here, Paula's Pet Care. I'm going to add a little return character in there. And then I can replace this text here with my new subtitle. And then here, if I want to update this button, I click here on the button block, click my pencil. I want to change this to Contact Paula. And instead of linking to my schedule page, I want to link down to that contact section. So I'm going to click edit and change this to /home #contact. So I'm going to turn off open link to new tab. And now I have updated this button and it's going to jump down to that contact section. And there we go. So that's how easy it is to update the different text in your sections. You would just go through here and highlight your text and paste the new text in. There are some different blocks that are updated a little bit differently. So for example, this accordion block, if I click in this block, I click the pencil, and then we have a menu where we update all of our content. So each item has its own entry. We click on that entry and we would update the title here and then the text inside the accordion block here. And we just go through and update one at a time. You can add more items, you can delete items. So a lot of the blocks work like that. And then if I scroll down here, we've got our testimonial section. This is somewhat similar to that accordion block. We edit our content. We go to our content tab. We have our title. So this is where we could change what's up here, what my clients have to say. I could go into each item. I could replace the picture exactly like I did the picture of Bob. Then down here, I would update my testimonials. And I can do that for each one. I can add new ones. I can remove them. Very easy. And because you're using a template, you don't have to worry about the formatting. You just have to replace the content. Then down here, we've got our contact form. Again, I click on this block, click on the pencil. Here, I can go in and add more fields. I can take fields out. You can see these blocks are all very similar. And they all work pretty much the same way. So you would just go through and replace all the text and your images to customize this to match your website. Now, when I did a dry run and I fully customized the one-page Bob template for Paula's pet care business, it took me about 20 minutes. Now, yes, I know how to use Squarespace, so it's going to take you a little bit longer than that, but the Squarespace part is the easiest part. Once you write your text and you have your images collected, if you follow the lessons in the launch course, I promise you can get your website up and going in a weekend. Hopefully, this video gave you a good idea of what it's like to purchase a Squarespace website template from a web designer and customize it yourself. If you have any questions, you can drop them below this video or reach out on my website. You will find links below to my website where you can purchase any of my templates, including the Bob template featured in this video. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, you can like and subscribe below if you'd like more videos on how to use Squarespace and other online business tools. And good luck in all of your website adventures.